Hi, my name is Kaylee Wilson, and this is my microbiology Teach Me About a Bacterium video. My cell, sorry for the blankets in my foot. My cell is the Campylobacter cell. Campylobacter cell. And this is the outer cell membrane, the periplasm, and it has these little dots in it to show the lipopolysaccharides within that layer. And then we have the inner cell membrane. We have our cytoplasm and our nucleotide. And what I left out in my original video was that within the nucleotide we have DNA. Sorry, oh, it's kind of stuck. Sorry. DNA and ribosomes inside the nucleotide, and I'm going to shove those back in there. This cell has a flagellum for movement, and it also has fimbriae, and I used the flagellum is actually a charger cord, and my fimbriae are toothpicks. Two diseases that this would cause. So Campylobacter bacteria causes Campylobacter infection, which is also known as Campylobacterosis, and it will cause diseases, but one is arthritis, and there are two more that are temporary, which is IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and it also can create temporary paralysis. This cell is a sorry, I've been sick. This cell is a spiral rod-shaped cell. It moves through the blood through spiraling movements, and it uses the flagellum the most in order to propel itself. So the fact that it has these three layers, it creates a thin cell wall, and that is what determines that it is a gram-negative cell. This bacterium is actually this genus bacterium is actually one of the 4 most leading causes of diarrhea in the world, and infectious diarrhea in the world, and it typically is not fatal or life-threatening, but it can be if it is in children and elderly adults, people with a low immune system, such as people with AIDS or people on chemotherapy. It can it can be spread through poultry that's uncooked or raw, things that those poultry touches, as well as other meats, and things like seafood and produce. It could also be spread through coming in contact with animals and unclean water that is infected and contaminated water. Its symptoms show up 2 to 5 days after being infected, and it creates symptoms like fever, diarrhea that can be bloody, and cramps in your stomach. These can also be accompanied with nausea and throwing up as well. So the way that you test for this is you test the stool and fluids. You test stool and fluids. You can do a rapid test. I don't think that I left anything out. Oh, sorry. The body actually gets rid of this. So, it took me a minute. Sorry. The body actually gets rid of this bacterium through defecating, so it'll shed your cells into your stool, and that's why you can test for the Campylobacter bacteria through a rapid diagnostic test or just a culture test, where you isolate the bacterium, and the test will show materials of the bacteria within the samples. So, but it could be stool, blood tissue, or even fluids. So, I think that I covered everything on mine.